Club of Cosmic Comics, Games, and Collectibles, your zen of geekism. We carry comics old and new, magazines, toys, games like Pokemon, Magic, D&D. Want Godzilla, Ultraman, Star Trek, Ninja Turtles, Funko Pops? You'll find it all here. Shop our Cosmic Sound Room and pick up a record or two. Enjoy our Comic Coffee Lounge with a cup of Sasquatch coffee or a delicious menu item while geeking out over a super cool movie on our big screen. Come by and say hello to Maui. Cosmic Comic, Games, and Collectibles. Superman loves us, and so will you.
Hi everybody, I'm Mike Tiener, the creator and writer of Midnight Highway, Black Jackets, and other comics you never read. I'm here today with Alan Dunford and Will Radford, the creator and writers of POCUS, HOCUS. So I guess you guys think that you're pretty famous now. Is that what this is all about?
You know, Mike, Rene Descartes once said, "I think, therefore, I am."
Alan, why don't you tell us a little bit about the Kickstarter campaign you have coming up for POCUS HOCUS 2?
Well, first things first, Mike. It's fucking awesome. The fans will not be disappointed. They're actually going to be awestruck. We're going to win the Pulitzer.
Yeah, they don't give out Pulitzers for comic books.
Well, they'll start.
Yeah, we have a few connections.
They'll write us in. But anyway, Mike, this comic book has everything. There's magic, demons, and an adorable pink bunny rabbit named Horse from the Ninth Circle of Hell. You know, something for the kids.
Are there boobs?
Well, what was the consensus on
the boobs?
Yes.
I think we decided that there needs to be more research.
Right. Well, anyway, look at us. We are clearly professional writers, and these panels just speak for themselves.
Okay, all that's great, but I wanted to ask you a couple questions about some criticisms that you all have received about your work.
Why?
Will raises a good point here. Why?
Well, I just think it might be good for you all to have different points of view and opinions.
But the point Will and I are trying to make here is that some opinions are just wrong.
The criticisms are wrong.
100%.
Well, opinions can't really be wrong. They're opinions.
Will, get the chainsaw.
Way ahead of you.
And good evening, everybody. I am RJ Carter, Senior Managing Editor here at CriticalBlast.com. And tonight, guess what? We're going to talk about crowdfunded comics again. I know it's a huge shock and a surprise to all of you. Sometimes you might be here for the UFO discussion with, the people from Washington that we have. And sometimes we have the independent film folks. But almost 98% of the time, we are talking crowdfunded comics. And there are just so darned many of you out there who do this thing that you keep us busy. And we love that because that's why we're here. So welcome with me tonight to the show. Let me look up their names. No, it's we have Alan and Will here. With POCUS HOCUS, and that is as hard as shaking your head yes and saying no.
Yeah, yeah, my bad.
So welcome to the show, guys, and
thank you.
This is up front. They have provided me with a copy of issue number 1 in digital. So yes, George, it's available in digital because George is in the chat and George buys digital. So,
hello, George. How are you?
This is a fun comic that combines Faust with Rumpelstiltskin.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah, I like that description.
Okay,
also.
cool. All right, cool. I guess the interview's over with. You figured it out. We'll talk to
link is in the description and at the top of the chat. Click it, buy it. See you guys later. Thanks for coming. But truly though, what did inspire you guys to? I mean, to make this story? Did you have the inspiration for the story first and say, okay, well, let's make this a comic, or did you say, let's make a comic? Okay, well, what things should we make a comic about? Which is, chicken or the egg kind of thing here.
Yeah, so how this kind of came about, I simply approached Will about wanting to make a comic book. And I had the idea for POCUS to be a magician. But originally, the idea was for it to be kind of like the book Ice Cream Man, the comic series, that it's episodic. Both of us are huge Twilight Zone fans. So we kind of like that style of you can jump in whenever and read it. So the original idea was for this evil magician that lures people on stage to just do demonic things and all this supernatural stuff, and the audience is unaware because we're both big fans of horror and all that stuff, so we love it. But the more we talked about it, we kind of came up with a linear story.
Yeah, it kind of it was one of those things. I think the more we talked about it, the more it kind of moved in a character study kind of direction that combined with the fantasy and supernatural elements, which is really appealing to both of us, because I think it's safe to say we're both interested in both of those directions in various movies and genres. Mm-hmm. So
I was going to say, summoned many demons lately, have you?
About every other day, I think.
Yeah,
is what we get. Is what our quota is.
Yeah, it's
never on Tuesdays.
Yeah, payment is the most fun. So just throwing that out there.
So what we do have here, and I jump in and yell and scream and jump up and down if I enter spoiler territory, because I am working off of issue number 1, and there are still a few people who have not read issue number 1.
Yeah, so I think it's kind of safe to go ahead and just talk about issue 1, just because the preview pages that we have up for issue 2 on the campaign, it's the first 7 pages of the comic, and it's heavily spoiler territory, but we couldn't really find a way to avoid it.
Yeah.
So just go nuts, word vomit, have at it. Okay.
So the character's name truly is POCUS HOCUS.
Yes.
And because his father, his last name was Hocus, and his father also a stage magician.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And poke, but he's a right bastard.
Yeah. Okay. So we were real subtle with that. We thought, right?
Right. Yeah. He has very high standards for his son. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't see physical abuse, but we do see, like emotional abuse, like, making his son play 52 card pickup. Is that my card?
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite scenes there.
And that was the thing too. We're both into really dark comedy as well. So when we were writing that, we were both like, "Oh, this is so awful. It's funny."
We just continue. I mean, we like our sense of humor. I feel like is we're constantly upping the bar in terms of like what can we get away with making each other laugh about, and that was like one of those things with Dad and all that stuff going on. We just thought we just couldn't stop laughing about it, and then we wrote it, and it's like, oh gosh, I hope it reads with the, the readers.
We named him Richard for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dick POCUS.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all right. I had the guys on for the great Cyclopean, or the mighty Cyclopean, on the other day, and he's a one-eyed monster named Peter.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Explain the joke to me. I don't get it.
We'll tell you after the show.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, yeah.
But suffice it to say, we discovered that on show, and the guy was on with his wife, and he was like, no one was supposed to catch that because my wife didn't, and she's like punching him in the shoulder. Fun all around.
That's great.
Nothing like causing family strife to make for a great show.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The essence of good drama and good comedy.
but rather than, just say, screw my dad, I'm out of this thing, 18, see you later. He really wants to impress his dad with magic. So to that point, it drives him to summon a demon on the third full moon of October. And guys, I've done the math.
Yeah, it's it's one of those things where we like going into this.
No, don't defend us.
Okay.
Whatever.
I'm not. It's all we just we kind of had a generator write everything for us, and this is what.
Okay, because I'm like, if it's full on the first, and then you go 28 days, you get that second one. But no, wait, that's
So that was kind of the idea. That was real tongue in cheek and just kind of poking fun of how ridiculous sometimes the circumstances have to be to do a ritual.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was
like we're both huge Lord of the Rings fans, so the Light of Durin's Day, you know what I mean. Yeah.
It reminded me of the Neil Gaiman line in Stardust, where the fairy was held captive until 2 Mondays come together in a week.
Exactly.
and then Mr. Monday gets married, and there's Mrs. Monday, and they consummate, and so two Mondays come together in a week.
It's all coming together now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Neil. Appreciate the dirty jokes. But yeah, I liked it like that. But it was to summon a demon to say, hey, give me your power. I want full blown demon power.
Yeah.
So that I can do magic. Okay, why? To impress my dad.
Yeah.
And the demon has the proper response. You're like, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard.
Yeah, so that was one thing that we talked about when writing that part, was we kind of want to poke fun too at the demon even looking at him and being like, wasn't there a better way to do that?
Yeah.
Like, couldn't you have just, I don't know, learned magic? But then that was kind of the character of POCUS, because he's theatrical, but he's also kind of lazy.
Yeah. Yeah. There's layers there, and also the idea of like the sense of humor, we wanted it to be very self-aware. Because I feel like even the name Pocus Hocus, the title, the name of the character, like that has to be done with a self-aware sense of humor. So that kind of continues, I think, throughout the series. I think it's safe to say that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to pay a little bit of attention to the chat here, because we've got a lot of folks out here for you guys. We got Triangle of Truth says issue 1 was so good. Yes, it was. I'll verify that. Looking forward to issue 2.
Can't confirm.
Nicholas Gear is here. Welcome, Nicholas. Thank you for popping in. I did jump in there and say there must be boobs, but
okay. Noted. Noted.
Okay, perfect. We'll send that back to the editors.
Yes.
So far there have not been. Dragon Multimedia is out here doing their Shift comic, getting ready to relaunch that. Jay Burns, hi guys, how we doing? Well, we're doing well. Thanks for popping in here.
Hey, Jay.
Wheelchair XL. There's a name I haven't seen in here for a while. Welcome, Wheelchair XL.
Hello.
And then George Peter Gatzis. What is this? What madness is this? This is Pocus Hocus, Sir George.
Yeah.
So welcome. Hex Allen is in the chat. Hex, you should have gotten an email from me today. I hope you did. Hey, Critical Blast in the chat. And then they're all just like talking to each other again, except for April, who has a very special message for Alan. It might be a proposition, so
you'll have to look into that.
Okay.
Just get her number after the chat. You guys can talk. But so the one thing about this demonic ritual that Pocus uses to get his power, that differs from the normal demonic ritual, if there could be such a thing, is that he can apparently summon this demon without knowing who this demon is.
Mm-hmm.
Because you think your normal demonic rituals like I summon Beelzebub of the third circle, or I reach out to Nyarlathotep, the creeping chaos, who's not really a demon, he's an elder god, but don't at me. But here he's like, I'm summoning. Hey, anybody home? Anybody there? Can I get anybody in tech support? Can I talk to an actual demon?
I think that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. And one appears.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that that early on kind of reinforces the Faustian aspect of it, because and what I mean by that is, it's he doesn't know what he's doing, and he doesn't know what he's asking for, and that quickly comes to fruition after he gets what he asks for, and then ends up disenchanted and disappointed with it. So I mean, right out of the gate, I mean, I think it's important to have that element there, and it ties into the the humor of it too, because then he summons the demon, and the demon is trying to explain to him, well, selling your soul means X, Y, and Z, and he just kind of brushes it off. He's like, yeah, whatever, I don't care, just give me the magic. So it aligns with Faust, but I mean the Dr. Faustus, but I mean it's more of a modern, updated, humorous version of that, I guess.
Yeah. One of my to go off on a demonic tangent here for just a moment, but one of my favorite stories about the contracts that you sign with the devil or other demons, and I can't attribute the author or even the title of the book. I just remember the story. It was like years ago. I was little RJ reading comics, and the guy summons the devil to do the contract thing, but the guy's a lawyer. He's like, so, hey, I'm going to go over this, and we're going to put in clauses, and we're going to make this thing watertight. And upon my death, you get my soul is pretty much the conclusion of it, but everything in here is going to be watertight. And the devil's like, it's fine with me, but, these contracts have to be written in blood, and, not mine. So, the lawyer is like, stabbing himself in the arm and writing these sentences out, and and he can't, big thick sheaf of contract paperwork, and and upon my death, my soul is yours. Okay, you still got to sign it.
Yeah.
And he signs it, and he expires exsanguinated. He got
nice. That's really
he used all his blood writing the contract.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a really good. That's fun. I like that.
I like that too.
But the thing about this contract was that like all good demonic contracts, they shoot themselves in the foot because they're like, I've got to give you a way out of this, but it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
In this case, it's in case either divine intervention, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Or you guess my name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was part of Demon Lore, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so that was kind of something that we were really thinking about early on was, well, what will have the most impact, and how can we, really just drive the stakes of the unknown instead of having to do something else to break the contract. It's just something as simple, and it's a tells all this time. You just have to guess the demon's name.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously Rumpelstiltskin stuff, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that also presents some interesting, we'll keep the spoilers for the future issues out, but I mean, that created some interesting things in terms of the way the plot unfolds in future issues for us too. So it just, that's the element of suspense. Stick around, keep reading, plug for tonight. So
there is, something going on beyond his having to find this demon's name, because, as issue 1 comes to a close and he's all, disenchanted with the, darn it, I have all this power, I'm bored. Like how very Oscar Wilde of you, sir.
Yeah. I think the comparison there is pretty spot on. There's there's a lot of Oscar Wilde in POCUS, as will also, keep those spoilers on the down low.
We'll watch for that. But there's a knock at the door, and there's the demon, and he's like, yeah, we got to talk.
Yeah, not something you want to see at 3, 4 a.m. in the morning.
And that was something that we really tried to capture, because obviously he thinks it's someone else at the door, but then when he sees the demon, he goes from shocked then just to angry.
Yeah,
why are you here?
Yeah,
what do you want?
You're not allowed to kill me. I can't die that way.
Yeah.
So this has got to be worse. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So. But probably something going wrong with the deal there. I should run issue 1 past my friend Ira Bloom, who knows a thing or two about writing demonic contracts. He wrote first of all, he wrote Hearts and Other Body Parts for Scholastic.
Okay.
And then he was kind enough to write a short story for our first anthology, Gods and Services, which involved a demonic contract. So he's all over that. He's got a Yiddish demon named Shicker, who's a lawyer.
Perfect. Yeah, that's send him our way. We'll put him on the writing team.
Nothing like a Yiddish demon. Well, you've already done that apparently, because Mike Tenner's out here says Alan and Will made a similar deal to make comics.
He was supposed to keep that on the down low. That's not cool, Mike. You can't just reveal things like that. That we don't summon demons to write our comic.
Not one, Michael.
Not one. No.
Yeah.
It usually takes two. But
sometimes three.
But yeah. I want to think that maybe this demon is dumb enough that, like 12 issues down the line, when it's like, time for the story arc to end, the demon's like, well, you're still, screwed, old buddy, old pal. I'm going to head on back to hell. He's like, okay, great. Hey, if I need to call you, you got a business card? Yeah, sure. It's right here. Wait.
It does go in some unexpected directions, not quite in that direction, but I think we had some fun with it. It's safe to say that. Yeah.
Yeah. I like how, he may not even possess POCUS's soul anymore, because we saw when he leaves, he's like, he's going back to a poker game. He's like, hey, I got a fresh soul. And like, you might have lost POCUS's soul to some other demon now.
Hugo, they have like the card game aspect of it is really like he gambles. He has a problem. And that's the big flaw with that particular character that is definitely going to end.
So that was something that we really wanted to touch on with Demon Lord, right? Because we like the idea of, they love to make deals and do all this stuff, And I think that the big idea behind it too, it's popular, to be able to entice a demon. They want to make deals. They love to gamble. There's even a song written about it, about someone going to Georgia.
Right.
So yeah,
I saw that. Yeah. In fact, I don't have a copy of it, but I talked about Gods and Services, our first anthology. Our latest anthology was exactly that, called The Devil You Know, which was 20 short stories of people signing contracts and having meetings and, having, encounters. And my stars and garters here, we actually have a super chat that we have to read. We want to read when it's a super chat. Lava Drake for $1.99, and thank you so very much. Asks the meaningful question: when's the Netflix series launch? Which is not a bad question, because this is an interesting, unique property, and we know that Netflix is always looking for
this time next year.
We're in contract for this time next year.
I think a Halloween release would be appropriate.
Yeah, I think so. But speaking of contracts with the devil, it's like, hey, here's a pile of money. Give us your property so we can destroy it in front of everybody.
From
the company that's doing Death Note 2.
Oh God, no.
After they did, like, please stop. Just
stop. No, we won't take it. We promise.
But thank you very much, Lava Drake. We do appreciate it. Roy Draws is here. Hey, everybody. Hey, Roy. Hey, yourself there, man. So I have not shown the campaign. You think we should maybe do that. And this is for issue 2, but you can catch up on issue 1. Link below the video, link at the top of the chat. Click either one. They're both the same, and neither one takes you away from the conversation. So you can get your credit card out, make some payments, and still listen to the scintillating conversation here. So you're 21 days left to go, which this is Kickstarter, so 30 days is all you get.
I think we launched it with 29 days. I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody.
Oh, sorry.
Was there a reason for that?
I think it just happened accidentally. I think because we had our test, our preview page and everything. I think we just launched with 29 days. So we're living on the edge.
Well, it's got catch up tiers in it, so you can catch up on POCUS number 1, and you can also add on Midnight Highway. Midnight Highway has been featured on our channel also, so keeping it all in the same circles here. Now, you guys are the writers on this.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So you've gone through what we discussed before the show, finding the proper artist who has the right feel for everything, and then paying them. And making the money back. So how and where did you find the artist that you're working with? I see the last name Belando, but I don't want to get the first name wrong.
So the actual one of the writers, Midnight Highway, Mike Tiener, he recommended Brian Belando to us. Actually, he recommended everybody to us: Brian, Jason, and Dave. So all of this is possible because of Mike. I hate to give him credit because it's just going to inflate his ego that much more.
Well, yeah, let it happen, I guess. Long as you sell comics, that's the important thing. I do love this cover. This
Yeah.
is, and this is the second cover. You got the his shadow, because you can see it's emanating from his feet and then going outward. So it's his shadow opening up this doorway where the demon's coming through. Now, since he doesn't know the demon's name, did that present any writing challenges to you? In how do we refer to the demon without giving a name? Do we give him a nickname?
We just call him the demon for right now. Yeah. So I think that was something that we weren't even sure on, because we tossed around several things of like giving nicknames and everything, but I think just simply calling him just the demon, it just seemed the most effective thing for what we had.
And I mean, up until this point, I mean, there's pretty much there's only one central demon character that we're predominantly dealing with. So it wasn't too hard. I mean, I can't speak for him, but hopefully it wasn't too hard for Brian, who was translating all of this and reading the script we wrote, to kind of to kind of keep everything straight. So
Oh, sure. I didn't think it'd be a problem for the artist. I just thought with like dialogue and everything, it might be something you want to consider, especially the demon being a very contract driven person. He's like, can you just call me Bill for right now in case we get another
Yeah, I don't think we actually even struggled with the dialogue that much as far as that goes. I don't think there was ever a time when we were like, oh, how do we get this particular line of dialogue or this plot point out without without having the protagonist or without having POCUS address the demon directly by his name. So
yeah, and for POCUS to say, "What do you want, demon?" is very it's very POCUSian.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that POCUS is very. There's a theatrical quality to him. There's a very dramatic quality to him,
and arrogant and cocky and everything. Yeah.
That kind of. Well, I mean, I guess that kind of comes with the territory. But it's. So I mean, I feel like giving him some of those lines that are a little bit, for lack of a better word, like grandiose or theatrical is much easier. And works, much better because of that aspect of his personality. I think that was something we talked about early on as well.
We wanted him to be a showman in every aspect.
Yes.
Even though he's bored with being a magician because, what was the point anymore? He still kind of eats it up.
There's definitely that aspect still to his personality. So
I didn't really pay attention to this when I read the story, but I'm curious about what time frame this is happening in. It's post Houdini because the demon does say I thought Houdini had a stupid name. So it's post that, but it's not modern.
No, it's so we were really trying to shoot for a Victorian era.
When we first had conversations about it, it was early 1900s, and I believe one of the things we talked about was Houdini. We mentioned it was like, okay, so we're going to reference Houdini, so it has to be after he is. Known in some capacity.
Yeah.
So I think what we landed on originally was like between 1901 and 1903, if I remember correctly.
There's something around there.
I think that aligned with the Houdini thing. But then the more we talked about it, the more we were like, let's just let's have fun with this. Let's not worry too much about. I mean, we want to keep consistency there, but we didn't want to worry too much about having the dialogue be super strictly Victorian. And I think. Even looking at the first few pages from the next issue, or reading, the second issue, or reading the first issue, the readers can see it's very, we took license with we took some poetic license with the dialogue and had some fun with it. So
well, you've also got the out too that demons exist in a different plane where time is not the same as time.
Yeah.
So your demon could have just
perfect. We thought about all of that too.
we actually well no that was a conversation that we had also was like when it comes to the world of the demons, like do they exist on the same timeline, and what if it's there's no set linear timeline there, it's all just like which is fun.
He could just as easily said I thought David Copperfield had a stupid name.
Right, yeah.
or POCUS could have said Deanie who?
Right.
Like you'll know later. Promise.
Thought Chris Angel had a stupid name.
Yeah.
2 S's. Come on, who does that? The big question though is, do you guys know the demon's name?
Yes.
We do.
Yeah, that was actually one of the first things we wrote down
Okay.
when we were doing all of our character development and who our main characters are going to be. So ultimately, we have 3 main characters. We have the demon, POCUS, and then POCUS's assistant, Emily.
Hmm.
Okay. So that does mean that Lava Drake has a point here. Possibly a free Hocus plushie for whichever reader guesses the demon's name first.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
We
we
haven't
don't
even
have
thought
any
of that.
extra, I don't think.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
wouldn't be able to fulfill your wishes.
I don't know that we can on this particular show, but you never know what might happen in the future.
What do you mean extras? Were
Yeah,
there some on the first campaign?
Yeah, if you scroll down just a little bit.
Oh, I've got to scroll all the way down here. So let's.
You got to scroll. I'm so sorry. Oh,
Let's read the book. Well, this is of course the previews for issue 2. Which I'm trying not to read this because I want to read the whole thing in a sitting. I don't want to read half of it. Okay. So this is the. I thought that Lava Drake mistyped, and they did type Horus, and I said Hocus.
Yeah.
But no, it's a Horus Amigurumi.
Yes.
Yes.
Amigurumi?
We couldn't remember how to say that.
Yeah. I'm still not amigurumi. Is that what it was? Because I'm still, it just does not compute with my.
The only thing I've learned about Japanese names is you say them as fast as possible, and you put the accents where you wouldn't expect to, so it gets a different cadence. It works for me, like Yagami. I just watched something recently.
It's adorable. Whatever you want to call it. It's
it is an adorable little plushie. Not even a plushie; it's a nitty.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's handmade by Sadie Lane. She made 5 of those as add-ons for our campaign. 5. Yes. I think we've already sold 3, I believe. I think we might. Last time I checked, we had 3. I could be wrong.
Now we haven't met this character yet in issue 1.
You kind of did.
Kind of. He makes an appearance.
Yeah, he appears twice. Whenever he summons a little rabbit inside of a girl's hands, and whenever he pulls a rabbit out of his ear.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Okay. That was that rabbit.
Yes. This is the same horse.
Yeah.
There's going to be interactions with this rabbit at some point, though, since he has a name.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It has a name. I don't know. I don't want to misgender your rabbit.
Thank you.
We appreciate that, and Horace does too. So, yeah.
But you've got 4 covers on this package. I like this. Everything's right here. This is great. Rewards and add-ons. You got a Horace T-shirt.
Really excited about that.
Yes.
And Horace is from the 9th Circle of Hell.
Precisely.
Yes.
And it's pronounced Amigurumi.
Oh.
Well, thank you, senpai.
Thank you.
Hi, sensei. Now this is also interesting here. You have a black and white version.
So what we decided to do with the black and white version is it's all of Brian's illustrations. It's just the pens and inks. And we decided to go ahead and remove all the dialogue. So it treats it like a silent movie feel.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, because
this really lends itself to that kind of
right, and that's what we were thinking, because we really wanted the artwork to breathe, because we're huge fans of Brian, needless to say.
Huge fans of Brian, huge fans of silent movies.
It just kind of fit perfect, and we thought just giving Brian that, and we're even kind of doing our letterer Dave Lentz, he showed us some Todd McFarlane stuff where he's kind of done something similar, and we're even keeping Brian's name at the top of each page in his notes. So say POCUS issue 2, page 3. And we have the whole grid layout and stuff. So we're really trying to keep it as authentic as possible.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool. Because even in silent movies, there was text, they were like, this is what's happening. You have a glow-in-the-dark enamel pen.
Yes.
I do not even know where glow-in-the-dark enamel pens come from, because, and I've been packing enamel pens. Well, not enamel pens. These are acrylic pens today. These are
nice.
Like Flora pens that were going in our package. I love that idea. It's going to, obviously the white part's going to glow and it leaves the black as background.
Yeah.
Have you tested these yet? Do they?
Yes, so we got them in, and they surprisingly glow in the dark very fast.
Yes.
So it wasn't one of those like you had to hold it to the light for 10 minutes and then take it to the dark and see it. It's pretty instantaneous.
Yeah, they're pretty powerful.
Yeah.
That's and we did not make any deals with the devil either. Totally did not do that
No.
to make those as powerful as what they are. Mike.
Triangle of Truth says that black and white cover as a poster would be magical, pun intended.
Oh yeah.
Actually,
I'll go even further and say that black and white cover as a poster that glows in the dark.
Yeah.
Ooh, now we're getting into crazy territory.
Yes, we are.
Y'all are wild.
Yeah.
That glows. Yeah, I think it'd be very cool. But this Emily print here, how many thousands of these have you sold? Because this is just gorgeous, and we're encroaching dangerously close to that boob territory.
We like to teeter on danger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Teeter on danger. Oh,
yeah. So she's actually drawn by Stephanie Mooney, sorry, who did another cover for us for issue 1. She did our first variant that we got, actually. So yeah, she did that pinup for us.
Yeah.
I love that it's got the like this Varga pinup quality to it. I'm looking over the monitor at my Varga calendar. It's very, very tastefully done. And, it's somehow, even though her midsection is missing, I'm thinking, yeah, I'd still hit it. Yeah, press F for wood smash, chat. You also get a soul binding contract. Okay.
He's on to it now. Quick, cut the feed.
Yeah.
You got to understand, I'm also a writer, and if you're going to give me easy lines like the devil's going to get contracts signed through crowdfunding efforts,
yep.
It's just you're serving it up on a platter. It's like you're behind on your contracts lately. You've only gotten like 5 in the last century. Yeah, don't worry, we're 25 more days left in the we've got 1,000 ready to go. So that'll be interesting. I can't wait to find out more about that. And then a magic trick video. You guys do magic?
No, which is going to make the video amazing. So we're going to have to learn.
Yeah, no. What are you talking about? We do magic all the time.
Oh yes.
We're
magical beings.
We extensively researched magic, and we will be performing tricks that will rival with Chris Angel.
Yes, Mind Freak.
I don't know any others. Yeah, it'll rival him.
Watch me saw Will in half.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be.
Yeah, we're going to do one take and one take only
for like a top donor. That's what that's for. Yeah,
I've always wanted to see somebody do that trick and have like squibs planted in the seam where the saw goes through, so that as the saw goes through, it cuts through them and it like starts bleeding. I think that would be just add something to it.
That would be incredible. That's almost like a Penn and Teller bit. I feel like would be good for that kind of thing.
Yes. Yeah, I love those guys.
Yeah, they're great.
I've done some of their stunts on people. Their Jesus of McDonald's is the easiest thing to do. Although it's getting harder to do as plastic straws start disappearing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, their show Bullshit, which is the name of the show, and Showtime is phenomenal. It's really cool too. So.
And Fool Us gets some pretty good magicians on there because if you can fool, if you make them wonder how you did something, the guys who know how all the bits and bytes fit together.
Oh, that's cool. I'll have to check that out. That sounds really
dope.
Yeah.
I mean, we have I live in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, and our downtown area is nothing but tourist stuff. So there's like a game store and a Victorian China store and a magic shop. And I go in the magic shop and I talk with the guy there, and he'll do magic tricks for people with the stuff. And I'm like looking at him like, oh, I know how that works. and they're like, how did that happen? Of course, when you buy the trick, of course, you're going to know how it is because he's selling the tricks. He's selling secrets.
That's when you put that skill to good use and you become a heckler. That's
that's how you get beat up.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean that too. Yeah.
So basically, what has or what might we see somebody like HOCUS do to a heckler in the audience, since he has real magic?
Oh man.
Oh, well, he's too amazing to even have a heckler.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
is his own heckler.
Right,
You
right. Yeah, it's with all that self-loathing, that kind of balances it out, I think.
Yeah, he would be one of those. Yeah, I hear you.
I don't know if he ever has encountered a heckler, and if he does, or if he did, I think he would just stop the show and listen.
Yeah.
that would probably be the response.
You suck. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Buddy, you have no idea.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and that's the that's the one major plot point on this, was that he did all this to impress his father, and then he gets a stage show set up and he reserves a seat for his dad. His dad doesn't show up because his dad died.
Yeah,
Yep.
So that was the idea. The idea was, we tried to do, I guess, a montage as much as we could of him, just starting off as a street magician and then just rising to fame very fast.
Mm-hmm.
So then he gets his first big amphitheater sold out show, and his dad's not there to see it.
Yeah.
It's very sad, very tragic.
Yes.
Because he doesn't care what everybody else thinks about it. He wanted his dad to think, but
Yeah.
he'll see his dad soon enough.
Yeah.
Or will he?
There's no question about where he went.
Yeah.
Now Jay's in here, and he brings up something I haven't touched on yet. I'll say it again for people who haven't written a comic before. This was amazing. You guys have not written a comic before. This is your first outing, second outing now.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
So why in the world did you? What's wrong with you?
Listen, we're trying to figure that out now.
Yeah.
We're like, what have we done?
I've said it before, is that, making comics, especially the crowdfunding comic, there's no greater way to spend a few $1,000s and come out having only lost a few hundred.
Yeah.
So why did you go this way?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was definitely, I mean, it was a challenge, and I mean, it was something that was new for both of us. But I think what we ultimately discovered when we sat down and started writing it was, I mean, one, we, in terms of bouncing ideas off of each other and, the imagination behind it, I think we were always both on the same page. And
no pun intended.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, we work really, really well together, and I guess, when it comes to storytelling and story structure, a lot of that stays the same or stays similar throughout like all these different mediums. And I mean, I'd written screenplays before and different things like that. So yeah, it was a challenge. It was new, but we just had so much fun doing it that at this point, I mean, I think it's safe to say we don't even want to stop. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
we're very happy with where we are. Yeah.
Mike Walters in the chat's making comparisons to DC's Zatara, which, again, a stage magician who had the real magic. Bit different in the retelling here, I think, because Zatara was basically, yes, I can do real magic. I love doing stage shows, and I'm going to stop a bad guy. And POCUS is more like, Dad.
No.
Yeah, he doesn't really take a moral stance.
Yeah.
I think he's a little too self-absorbed for that. Yeah. Very much a flawed hero.
Yes, the art of prestidigitation. It's a stage magic thing. Triangle of Truth wants black jackets next time, so they're heavy on the merch. With which is good, because normally when I consult with people doing their early crowdfunders, I'm like, don't go into the merch. No one knows your character. No one loves your character like you do. They don't want to wear a t-shirt with somebody they don't know. Focus on the book, get them to love your character, and then get,
right,
their name stitched on the sides of shoes and whatever you want to do with it. I don't think anyone's done that, actually.
You just gave us our tier for POCUS 3.
I think include your shoe size and what color you want, and you get your POCUS spats.
Yeah.
But yes, whatever you do, don't stop. Keep writing. And I think as long as you continue to be successful with this book, that will help. You guys are the ones who are going to keep them writing, because as long as you guys are writing the books, you guys will want to keep cashing checks. That never gets tiresome.
Well, I mean, even like in addition to that, like, the feedback and the fans for this, and I mean, just generally the feedback we've gotten has been really amazing, and we love writing for people who also appreciate this humor, this world, this this style, this story. So I mean, that comments like that, I think, motivate us, the most to keep working on it, to keep building it. So
of course, Triangle of Truth, I'm sure, was talking about the comic book series Black Jackets, but hey, why not? Have
right,
right, yeah,
yeah, us too.
yeah.
Some stitching on the back says POCUS HOCUS. Get something to put your patches on. And if you haven't done POCUS HOCUS patches yet, that is something else that there are three major things I found that people really, really love to get in their crowdfunding campaigns, and they're the cheapy kind of things, but they're very popular. The embroidered patch, the sticker, and I forgot the third one, but there's the trading card kind of thing.
Right, yeah. And I mean, we've talked about a variety of different things that, I mean, I won't announce or mention yet, but I think that, going forward with future campaigns, I think that, we're going to be able to keep that interesting and unique, and it helps that we have these colorful characters to work with, to build these tiers. So.
Absolutely. And, I do like the enamel pins. Those are the ones I'll collect pins. I'll collect stickers. I got the whole back of my laptop is covered with campaign stickers. So I had to move to the back of my monitor, which, no one can see unless I'm, sit in a situation where you can see the back of the monitor.
Right.
And now, because every other Sunday or so, we do a Lego building stream, where we'll put together Legos live. It's so interesting.
Yeah.
Put together, we did the Thanos gauntlet, the Infinity Gauntlet we built, and since we had the camera facing down on the table, I'm like, well, I've still got stickers. We started peppering the table and stickers, so we're kind of advertising the Rascals and Fiendish and Impossible Jones to the people who are watching the Lego stream. So if you want us to have stickers and you want them to be on the Lego, contact us, at Critical Blast on Twitter. So we're a sucker for that. Hey, look, we got tiers. I don't have. Thank you so much for putting it like this, because there's nothing like trying to scroll down this thing and having Kickstarter block out everything you're trying to talk about.
Yeah, that's fun.
It's very, very presenter unfriendly. It's not user friendly. It's user hostile.
Yes.
So having it over here is thank you so much.
Yeah.
Jay Burns would also love to have metal cards of POCUS and
that was actually something we talked about for issue 1. Was doing something like that. We just it's one of those things where it's you're unsure. You're like, are people even going to want these? Like, should we even spend the money on them? And if people are actually going to want them or not? Because I think whenever you're creating a campaign like we were talking about earlier, it's what do people want versus what they're actually interested in.
Yeah, what they say they want and what they'll actually give you money for are two entirely different things. I have been seeing an uptick, though, in projects where people are really liking to get metal, especially since ink sublimation has become a thing, where the ink on the metal is it looks like they just pasted a piece of paper on the metal there, and it's the ink is in the metal, and it looks nice and clear. So people are doing metal bookmarks, metal prints. If I were going to get cards, I would, of course, want the one side to be sharpened down to a razor so I can throw it into the wall. That's the whole thing.
We're going to do POCUS shurikens, probably.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. It's a great idea.
Why not?
Yeah.
But a set of POCUS 52 cards would not be amiss, because he does do
another thing we talked about as well.
Yeah.
So we have, I think we have plenty of ideas going, especially for what we're going to be doing for the campaign for issue 3.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
The most important thing is the book. Focus on the book.
Right.
And then the ideas come later. $5, you get the PDF for number 2. That's a deal in and of itself. If you want to get both of them for $10, okay, Robert Roberts, George this is your call to action here. This is what you want. I know a lot of your international viewers, you don't want to have shipping done. People like Robert, he's working literally near the Arctic Circle in the northern Yukon. He doesn't have boxes to keep things in, so he likes to have things digitally to read to keep himself sane while he's on those pipelines. So you can get both of them for $10. And then for $10, you get the physical book and the PDF. So I'm going to guess all the way down, if you get the physical, you're going to get the PDF.
Yes.
Pretty much a given. It's okay. And then there is you have no idea what you're going to get here. This is the Shazam variant.
So we're going to let you pick which variant that you'd like between the other three choices that we have.
I didn't think Captain Marvel was going to show up, but I was kind of holding out hope. And
never know.
Young POCUS, Shazam! Turns into a grown-up young boy full of hope turns into a bitter old man.
Well, I mean, if you get the contract, you never know who might show up. I mean, yeah.
There you go. Jay Burns says, I'm already there. Usually try to be one and done, but $10 can't pass that up. So yeah, that's it's too good of a deal. $20, you get both the books. Here's your catch-up tier, guys. And what's your page count on this? This is like a 22-pager standard floppy, if I remember from the first book.
Yeah, I think the first page or the first book, if I remember, is 22 pages. Issue 2 is 26 pages.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's a good deal. Because I know I see get like $40-page books usually go for $20 to $25. So this is a good deal here. You get both of them here. Physical 2 covers 8. Oh, so you're getting all 4 covers here.
Yes.
For $35. And you're getting the catch up on the PDFs. So very, very nice there. For those who love to collect the variant covers, someday somebody is going to say, here's a variant cover. All you have to do is buy 16 copies of the standard cover to be eligible to buy the variant cover.
That's the big ones. If you order 25 copies of our book, then you get 1 extra variant cover.
Yes, absolutely. Treat the customer like a retailer.
I know.
And that's when the circle of hell will have become complete and crowdfunding will collapse.
Yeah. And we're swallowed into the abyss that we created.
Yes. Yeah.
The Ouroboros will have swallowed its own tail. Retail tier, I love seeing these because there are retailers who want to carry these books. My LCS guy wants to carry these books, so I always let him know when these things are out here. So if you now do you make them show proof of retailership when they order this?
We're doing a relatively we're issue 2 and we're only doing 5 copies of each. We're just kind of Scout's honor, one of those things. We're just doing retail tier, giving you a good deal for 10 copies ultimately.
Yeah, $10. That's $3.50 a book. That's a heck of a deal. Because it's going to be a $10 book. That's a good upcharge they get there. Alakazam, you're getting physical of everything, including the backup catch-up tier for number 1. So
yeah, so that's our variant covers as well for issue 1.
Oh, wait a sec. You had a variant cover for issue 1 as well?
We had 2 variant covers, actually. Yeah.
I see that. 7 books. You guys are giving away the store. So here's the Bad Bug bundle, and this is where I have not really touched on the story arc title, Bad Bug. What's the Bad Bug?
So the Bad Bug is the publishing company ran by Mike Tiener, who is also the writer of Midnight Highway. Yeah, he was dumb enough to slap his logo on our book. So yeah, we went ahead and just made a Bad Bug bundle, and going forward. It started with Midnight Highway 2. You could actually have gotten the Bad Bug bundle with POCUS 1 in it. So going forward, we're going to try to just always have a Bad Bug bundle and put all of our comics together.
I got it. See, because of the way it was done on the cover, I saw Bad Bug and then 2. I'm like, oh, that's the story arc. Must be this must be the story arc, and this is
Oh
part 2. I did not realize at the time, and I've had Midnight Highway on here, so I should have known that was the imprint that's being done. So bundle. Oh my God, I got to go all the way to here to get. Are you guys doing add-ons?
Yes.
Mhm.
A la carte add-ons? Good. Because you're raping me in the corner here now. I got to go all the way to the $75 tier just to get the things that I want to add on. No, I'm kidding. But this is where you see the first appearance of the pin and the T-shirt and
so that way we were just trying to make just an all-inclusive. This is it.
Yeah. I truly foresee with the add-ons now being a thing. People are going to start just saying, "Here's the book." Add on what you want at the end of it here. Wow, you got the Faust one. This is the $125 contract issue one. So this contract, is it exactly like what we're seeing here? I mean, is it a double scroll, and you kind of
the concept that we have for it, it's a parchment paper, and we're going to be writing out a custom contract for the backers for these tiers.
Oh, sweet. So
everyone's going to get something different.
And they'll just say, here's what we want to have in our lives, and you have our souls at the end of it.
Yes.
This is going to... So when is this? This is January 2022. This ends in 21 days. In 23 days, there's going to be a demon knocking on your door says, hey, you want to offload those things?
Yeah.
Because you're in legal possession now of ethereal property. So you're like, look, you guys can't do anything with them, and I can, and you don't want them.
It's like these are just going to crowd your shelves, so just give them to me.
Yeah, exactly. What do you want? You want women? You want money? I got what drinks. Here's a bottle of vodka that never empties. And then of course the top tier POCUS, $250. This is physical 1, cover A. All the covers are physical 2. The PDF, the print, the T-shirt, the glow-in-the-dark enamel pen, the soul contract, the magic trick video, and the top hat, the scarf, the shot glass, and the wand.
We need to do 1990s infomercials for these. I think next
this
time.
This can all be yours.
Yeah. For the low price, 3 easy payments of
your soul. For 3 easy payments of your soul, you can have all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait a second. How do I? We'd have to. We're going into Horcrux territory.
Yeah, we're going to Horcrux territory. So just bear with us. We're still figuring out the logistics.
Yeah. We're working on it.
Here's a little bit of my soul now. Wait a second. There's interest on my soul. I don't have any more soul left. 2 backers, limited to 4. So there's only 2 left. So there are 2 POCUS backers out there who are going to be walking around cons with the scarf and the top hat and the wand.
We hope so. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, the cosplay one. And here's everybody that nobody cares about. No, this is
keep going.
This is you guys and the guy who does the colors and the guy who does the writing and are the illustrating and the guy who does the letters. And I know that guy's name. So you've got a letter on there. And that's the true trick of lettering too, is that if you do good, nobody notices. If you screw up, everyone does.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you want
as Dave would tell us, letterers are people too.
Yeah.
They're forever unthanked. Because no one says unless you're Todd Klein doing like something like Sandman with the different styles, like then you're like, wow, you do really good lettering. But no one ever says the font on this book was just so perfect.
Yeah. It's like editors in film, or according to Joe Bob Briggs, art directors in film.
Yeah, no. What a job gaffing that guy did.
Yeah.
And then we meet the variant cover artist here. That guy looks familiar. If he were pink, he would. So that brings us to the end of the campaign page, and I've kind of started speaking quickly here. Okay, chat, we need to have a talk because we started this video out at 101 backers, and we're still at 101 backers. You're making me look bad here. Now, I know that people are going to be watching this on the replay, and they're going to see that, hey, the link's down there, the link's up there, but now the link's down there because it'll be, not a live video. Click it, back it, throw money at this. We've been at this so long that we've already lost a day. We started with 21 days to go, and now we're at 20. So, that's not the number I wanted to see change. Not only that, it's going in the wrong direction. I've not yet done a video where people started refunding. That would be really bad.
Well, that'd be awful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like, oh god, oh no.
That wouldn't be fun.
Like, it's going down. What's going on? All right, guys, is there anything more about POCUS that I should have asked about that you're like, yeah, we're going to get to talk about this tonight? We're just going to
yeah. So one thing you missed was, why is this the greatest comic book ever written?
Yes. Why is it the greatest?
No, really, we just want to say thank you to everyone that has backed it or even just shown interest in it.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, yeah.
It starts off as a hobby,
Mm-hmm.
and it's turning into, it's weird when you actually have fans of your hobby. So
yeah,
it's really humbling, and we're happy every day. And every time we get a new page in Dropbox or in an email, it's like Christmas morning.
Yeah.
And we love our comic, and we hope everyone loves it as much as we do.
Yeah.
Do what you love. You'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah.
And it shows in the work. This is I don't see a lot of unique concepts in comic books these days. It's like, oh yeah, this is that retread. Oh, they're doing this again. With different names. This is different. This is a fun book. It's got a nice twist to it. I hope that he never guesses the name. I hope he makes several guesses and none of them are right, so that you guys can just. This is going to be an ongoing. I'm guessing though, right? Is this like we know the story arc? Here's how it starts. Here's how it stops.
Yeah. So that was obviously early concept, right? Was where do we go? And the idea is that we would like to do POCUS in arcs. So our first arc was intended to be 6 issues, but as we begin to writing a little bit further in, it's looking like 7 already, So as long as people keep reading, we want to keep writing POCUS. Mm-hmm. That's really what it comes down to. So we already have everything planned up to issue 7, and we would love to keep going.
And then come the trades.
Yeah.
Get the arc done, get the trade paperback going, launch that separately, and then do that. Any plans for, since you're on Kickstarter, any plans to make the leap, not necessarily a leap, but the addition to Indiegogo? So it's like we do the Kickstarter and then we run on Indiegogo for 30 days, which is what a lot of people do with their campaigns. They even carry the money over to Indiegogo so that they're like launched right automatically.
Yeah, so we honestly have never talked about even doing another platform. I think because from where we're so new to it, even just the idea of hitting a goal on Kickstarter is probably the most nerve-wracking experience ever, because you're checking it over and over and over again. You're like, and as soon as you see the bar fully green, you're like, oh, thank God. We can rest for half an hour, but we got to keep going. We got to keep that thing up.
Refresh. Yeah, I don't think it's outside of the realm of possibility, but I mean, like for the time being, it's something that's that we haven't added onto that or come to that platform also, but it's something we'll be talking about for future references as we go forward. So
yeah, I mean, it's just a way of expanding out to grab another audience, because there's a whole other audience that that indie. It's almost like religions, it's like we go to Catholic church and that's the only place we go.
Right. Yeah.
Because all those people are going to hell. But they have money, so go take it.
Right. Yeah.
All right, guys, thank you so much for bringing POCUS HOCUS onto the channel tonight. It's been a fun discussion. It looks like a great book. I am. This is how I do things here because it is Kickstarter. Hey Siri, remind me in 19 days to go back Hocus Pocus. And I'd say that'd be good. Hey Siri, remind me in 19 days to go back POCUS HOCUS on Kickstarter. I'll type it in.
Okay. Yeah, no, Siri probably stopped you and was like, what dumb name for dumb comic are you trying to do?
She says, I don't
Hocus
have an
Pocus
app
is-
for that. I'm like, you remind me of things all the time. I mean, literally, my reminder list is, is like, back this on Kickstarter, back this on Kickstarter, back this on Kickstarter.
What if Siri was just like, Hocus Pocus is a movie starring Bette Midler, Sarah Michelle Gellar, or not Sarah Michelle Gellar, gosh, Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah.
It would make it a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
Same person.
Right. Well, I mean,
Tomato, tomato.
Exactly. It'd be fun to see them pop up in there, but in sort of a parody kind of form. Anyhow, again, there's a knowing look. Thank you so much, folks in the chat. Appreciate you being here. We don't have a show without you. Will not ask you to like the video, because if you don't like me, I can't make you do that. But I will ask you to share it, because we'd like to get this in front of more eyeballs, and you have friends that I don't. So please do the sharing, so that more people can see this book and decide that they want to add to it, to their collections. And with that, we're glad you're here. We hope that while you were here, you just had yourself a blast. Good night.